want to buy though. Again, if you guys were with me last night, you guys know DX was a little bit had to go through maintenance and it was kind of messing with us. Let's see if it fixed, and it didn't fix. Wow, it was like this morning too. Looks like I can't trade DX. Hold on. All right. Well, that sucks. I was in trade and it breached, waiting to see what fix. All right, guys. Again, if last night you guys were in a trade during the maintenance downtime and it breached your account, you took an unexpected loss, you couldn't close your trade when you got back in, please make a message in support. They will get back to you. Okay. Make that message. They will get to you. All right. So don't freak out. Again, same thing happened to me where I couldn't close my trade. We were up like I think $1,500 last night on stream at one point, and it just was not closing. And as of right now, it still is kind of glitched on that account, and it was only for the people who were still actively in a trade during the maintenance, which sucks. What's up, Michael? But it is what it is. Today, we're not going to take anything on DX. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean you guys can't take something on DX. Okay, I want to make sure everything's fixed on my end before I start going and placing trades, just because things seem to be a little bit iffy right now as far as, when Luka coming back. I believe he'll be back next week, but he might honestly say screw you guys and just like never come back. And the reason I tell you guys that is because I want to actually give you guys a reality check on the fact that like at any point in time we could all just step away. And you never know, like this could be the last time you ever see me. Shit, 2 weeks ago that could have been the last time you ever saw Luka. Like, I just want to give you that reality check because like at the end of the day, like what I'm trying to tell you is like we can step away any point in time. Therefore, like use this time to actually learn how to trade on your own, because if we step away, the people who know how to trade on their own, they're not gonna care. The people who rely on us, yeah, they may care a little bit, and like obviously we'd feel bad, but nonetheless it's just the reality of things. Thank you, Frankster. We appreciate you. So let's go over NAS. I was looking for UK 100 last night, did not end up taking this. But I'm going to go over NAS last night too. So this finally ended up hitting at 2 a.m. exactly. All right, I already removed my limits. Again, I don't trade after 2 a.m. Already removed my limits. It was like a little bit later. Yeah, it was like 2:30 that it finally hit. So UK 100, and if you guys don't know, I trade UK 100 in DAX on my live account, has not been giving me the best setups. I mean, we're getting good setups, but like this one was just a mock-up. No setups there, but I did take a setup last night on NAS, and we're going to go over it because I think it was a really good, wow, price just dipped, man. Oh my gosh. See, this is what pisses me off. Right, so last night, took some sells, and again, it's super simple bias. We saw that we were bullish within the 5 minute. I know a lot of you thinking, why are you fucking selling when it's clearly going up? Well, before it goes up, a lot of times price is going to move in this wave-like pattern where we're going to have a pullback, we're going to have a continuation, we're going to have a pullback, we're going to have a continuation. But we also notice that price overall is very bullish, and we know that we can have a deeper pullback, right? We did have a deeper pullback than what I intended, but nonetheless, nothing crazy, super deep. Like we still need a more overextended pullback than one we had today. But this trade was super simple. I did actually technically get wicked out. It kept all of us in on DX trades during the maintenance, but it didn't let us close. It kind of sucked. But nonetheless, beautiful trade, beautiful bias. We saw internal structure flip here. We saw these highs being purged as far as taking liquidity. We had a nice pullback into 50%. We had some imbalance, entered, targets, smashed, and absolutely ran through. I mean, what did we run for eventually? Because I was in this trade the entire night, to be honest with you guys. God damn. What's my RR? The fuck? 12 RR. I'm just kidding. But guys, again, I use my checklist over here to make sure it was a 100% trade score. That's why it hit. Yes, it took highs here, but I was explaining last night that we're not always going to move perfectly. But let's look at today. So as far as today, I'd say we are bullish, okay, within this leg. If we're looking a little bit to the left, we did run bullish. Yes, we're internally bearish as of right now, but we don't have a lot more to go lower. I think we're more bullish than anything. So we could even see, here's the thing with this is like we technically broke these internal highs here, and we could have more of an overextended pullback of this entire leg, or we could continue to make the range bigger just within this internal structure as far as, you know, reacting off of this bullish internal high. But I think we'll see. I want to see how price reacts here. Why does it look like that? They updated this shit. So I mean, this would be good as far as internal price action to take buys, but it looks like price is still coming down lower. I'd probably be a little bit hesitant here and wait for some type of re-break of these highs and just kind of play it a little bit better. Even when it comes to kind of moving up my stop a bit. But again, like I will definitely mock up a trade to, like, that I will take. Maybe I'll take it on my live account. I just don't really like doing that. What? I mean, it is what it is. Sell on NQ, no option. Potentially, like, again, like, the reason I'm kind of waiting on buys here is because at the end of the day, if we look at this last bullish impulse here within the internal price action, there's still room for us to come further down. There's still room for us to take equilibrium. But the reason I'm more bullish than anything is because as we look at the higher time frames, what do we see? We had that initial sell-off, but then we continue to re-break highs, had a pullback of that new bullish leg, and based off that, like, in theory, price should come and take these highs, okay, unless we are ready for some type of major flip in price and we see lower prices. But I'm not in yet, guys. I am still waiting. We are getting decent reactions and rejections, but we're just kind of slowly just kind of chopping right now. So when's the last time you traded on your live account? Probably the last time I traded UK 100 or tax, which was, I think I removed all the drawings. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was last week. I think last week I had like we hit 101, closed half my positions. We didn't hit 1 or 2. Why am I laggy? I don't know. I have Ethernet and my router is about 6 inches away from me. What do you mean Trade Locker Live is bugging? What you mean? I think eyes don't look bad here. Oh my god, don't tell me it's fucked on. Alright, I see how it is. Good afternoon. Oh, my bad, Lormings. Calm down. Good afternoon, Lormings. Good afternoon. We're ripping here. I kind of want to get in buys, guys. I hopped in. Yes, my entry's kind of fucked, but my stop is there. We're going to go for a 101 off the rip, then move to break even. I like it. We're getting a good impulse. The only way that price is not gonna fail here is if we're just filling this imbalance to kind of run further. But I like what we kind of see here. Nice bullish candle. Yeah, I'm in Frankster. Nothing crazy, just because, again, like, price can come deeper, guys. But again, I'm not trading DX if you guys don't want to trade today. Now, 101 is going to be where I move to break even. But again, if you guys don't want to trade today, just because I'm not on DX, sorry. But There's some issues that need to be fixed on DX as far as like mine for me. So yeah, but we'll see. Short stop loss. Again, typically I do have bigger stop losses. Like typically entry would be at 50%, stops at the lows, TPs at the highs. You know, which ultimately at that point we'd be halfway to our TP. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Okay. I still expect higher prices. We could have got a better entry, but ultimately I wanted something like this to occur where we saw buyers definitely step in here after seeing price kind of chop and consolidate. From here on out, I'm just hoping that we do see some higher prices. Again, if we lose, I could only imagine that price will come down further into discount of this larger leg, but I'm willing to play these buys because again, just because we can come down lower doesn't mean we necessarily have to, right? We just can. If you guys are on, if you guys want to know the contracts to risk, futures, depending on how much you want to risk, let's say you're risking 400. What was it, a 21-point stop loss? MQ should be risking 9 contracts if you're on DX. Oh, I just woke up, Dormings. I just woke up. For sure, longs is a play. I like longs more than sells, guys. You know, so again, at the end of the day, what it's about is really like figuring out where the probabilities sit. And right or wrong, like it is what it is. Like you take a good trade, you know the probabilities, they're in your favor. So what? All right, so gold. We have a lot of liquidity sitting up higher. A lot. New York, London. We did just kind of like create some type of bearish leg. But nonetheless, oh my god, I need water. Can you add me back? Why? All right, so I think we might see some buys here on gold. We're kind of like choppy right now, though. Super choppy. See, I'm not a fan of gold, guys. But the way like I would trade gold is like really just identifying liquidity points. All right, we've already taken all these lows here. What do we have resting up here? Much more lows, or a bunch more lows. You could look for some type of IFEG trade, or just wait for internal price actions to start trending bullish. But we're kind of hesitating here. We're not really breaking or making new highs. We're just kind of chopping. So I would kind of, you know, sit back and wait. I think once we take these highs, guys, I will move to break even. And I'm going to explain it to you. So the reason I want to move to break even at those highs is because let's say we had entered at my normal area. Again, I always enter at the 50%, right? I just wanted a bit more confirmation today. Stops at the lows, and our first TP is always 101. But these highs are our typical 101 if we would have entered lower. So I'm thinking I may end up moving to break even once we get to these highs, because realistically, price's objective in this internal bullish trend is to take these highs. Taking these highs doesn't mean it's going to soar past it. It could just liquidate it and then absolutely dip to complete its other objective. So therefore, I'm probably going to play it safe, and once we hit those highs, go risk free. And if it runs, it runs. You know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm expecting at least like this hourly high to get taken. Okay, the daily don't look too good, to be honest with you guys. Hourly looks great. 30-minute looks great. Like, we look beautiful for buys here. Beautiful. It's just the only concern is this 1 minute leg and how overextended it is without a pullback. Yeah, fire. We could just end up ripping. It's the higher time frames that kind of throw me over, that like make it even better. Seeking those recent highs, yeah. Again, like I just hope that we're not in too early. And what I mean by that is, again, like seeing price come down further of this entire leg, and then we see during 1250 price then does play out, which again we could enter off of that as well. But I would just prefer to just catch this setup and call it a day. So, and again, stops are shorter here. guys. You know, stops are typically down here, but I am willing to play them here. So, how you been, bro? By the way, I've been good. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes for you guys. Again, I've already kind of been talking about it as far as like my checklist pro. If you guys don't know, this is a probability checklist, right? So again, with probabilities, I'm big on probabilities, and basically you can do whatever you want to this. You can add fair value gaps, you can change these ones, you can add your entire system. Okay, I've been talking about it during London a lot, and ultimately it's just to kind of rate your setup. So when it comes to this setup, what can we see? We don't really have a liquidity sweep. Maybe we took these lows here, but nothing crazy. We have imbalance. We have higher time frame alignment. So we can check off liquidity sweep. We have breaker structure. We have imbalance. We have 50% retracement. So this is technically 80% trade score. I mean, it's not my highest probability within my setup, but it's still at a high enough probability where I can take it. Okay. So that's why I'm willing to take it, because it's if it was 60 or 40%, maybe not, you know. But one other cool thing I've been building into it is position sizing. So even if you're on futures or Forex, you can do whatever. So if you're on futures, let's say it was a 21 point stop loss, or it's like 19, you can go down. We want to risk $400 on MNQ. It would tell us how many contracts to risk. Okay. If we were on Forex too, if we go to Forex, same 419 on, let's do NASDAQ. Say if you're trading on a Forex broker, it'll tell you how many lots. That doesn't seem correct. Hold on. Something's fucked. Something's fucked in the code. Again, that's why it's why it's not out yet, guys. I'm perfecting this for you guys. I won't release anything until it's perfect. This 21 lots is absolutely fucking absurd. I think I just got the code correct or incorrect. But you guys get the point as far as even like UK 100. Why is it 19? Maybe because it's a small stop, but that still don't seem correct. It was working beautiful last night. And now it wants to fuck me. That's gay. Oh, you lose your account, demon. You lose your account. Futures is working perfect right now. The one issue I'm coming into with Forex is like when it comes to Forex brokers, lot sizes can differ off like based off the broker. And that's where it's kind of hard to code something perfectly for Forex when it comes to calculation sizing, like risk sizing. But nonetheless, like I'll get it. And so, but again, other than that, probability score, this is already good to go. Again, you can change anything within here. You can change the fucking white if you wanted to. You can change the background. Like my background is transparent, so it kind of aligns with the overall background of my charts, just so it looks better. I am in the trade right now, obviously in a little bit of drawdown. I really wish I would have entered a little bit lower, because our stops are a little bit safer at that point. You guys, like, I guess I could drag my stop into these structured lows to play it safer, because again, price can dip and still rip. So that's like one kind of thing that I don't like about my entry. But ultimately it was more of a confirmational entry as far as waiting. So account closed, got a new account if you want to try again. Yeah. If you want a new account, you can go use code Nick for a nice little discount. There's a really nice discount on there right now. Go figure it out. Go figure out how much that discount is. How you guys been though? Boom, there. Code Nick. Have fun. I've been aight. Well, you been aight, Frankster? Would you recommend getting in the trade? I'm in the trade, you know, like I like it. I like buys more than anything as far as probabilities. We're about at the break even point of where I entered. There's only two situations that I don't like here. One, price is not ready to continue higher within this bullish leg, and we need a more extended pullback before that continuation higher. That could be something. But the reason I'm so willing to take this is because at the end of the day, price doesn't have to have that pullback now, and we can just continue within this internal bullish trend. So that's where I'm willing to take it. One other thing, too, is where my stops are. So where my stops are, typically they would usually be at these structured lows. Okay, but right now they're at these lows, just because we waited for that confirmational push to go higher. which we did get. So I'm gonna rock with this, win or lose. Again, like I'm not gonna exit early, guys. You guys can exit early if you guys, or don't enter. Again, I'm not trading on DX today. Looks like we're in a downtrend. I mean, within this structure, yes, like within this higher time frame structure, we are technically within a downtrend, right? But when I look at the higher time frames here, this is where I kind of get sold on buys. Is from a higher time frame standpoint, we are actually in a bullish trend. Okay, we just created new highs over here. This was a pullback and looking to hopefully continue price higher back into these highs. One other thing too is like we are sitting near all-time highs, and at this point, price may now be no longer looking to seek all-time highs. Like we could have just purged these highs, took liquidity, and we could now look to potentially have a massive sell-off. Obviously, that would be next week, I would assume. But nonetheless, like it could be something that can occur. So fucking Chris, go like that shit, guys. Chris, I'm gonna start posting my links during your streams. We're kind of choppy here, guys. I don't like that. Hopefully skyrocks at 1250. Yeah, I mean, we still got time for 1250. Like we're just choppy right now. Don't like that whatsoever. It is what it is. But again, like I'm gonna hold through, guys. Like I'm fine taking a loss. Like I'm on my live account right now, not DX. So obviously, like but I know I'll end up making it back. So sorry, but I know I'll make it back. So I mean, I could care less. Hope we don't, dude. Lormings. I literally had to deal with that shit last night. I think you were there, Lormings. That shit was so painful. Seeing our stop loss get hit here, literally by a tick, and just absolutely soaring. But again, DX trade kept us in. Like we were up $1,500 when I ended up stream, but it's just we weren't able to close. Anyone who traded during the maintenance during DX, which again, guys, we had no control over that. DX has random maintenance hours, and usually it is at night. The reason it's at night is because it's usually less traders at that time. But obviously, we were still trading. We still ended up getting screwed over there. But again, if you were one of the people who got screwed over, make a message to support. Yeah, same Lormings. It was weird. It was very weird. So hopefully we don't have that again, where we get wicked out and price ends up soaring at 1250. That'd suck. Hopefully we kind of just start ranging up here and 1250 just blows. When Legacy reaches a certain amount of followers on Instagram, is that when y'all will be stepping away from the free live streams? Not necessarily, no. Like we do these free live streams, guys, because one, like we want to help you guys when it comes to like learning, right? Like again, like if you guys, yeah, see, Chris said never. Like you guys gotta understand, like we don't have to do this, but we want to do this. Like we want to help you guys out. We want to create an actual community of, people who trade, with Legacy. Even if you don't necessarily trade with Legacy, you just want to come in here and chill with the Legacy community. Great. Like there's 160 you guys in this car right now. That's 160 people whose lives can change just by the fact that we are ultimately sitting here and potentially helping you. Right. Even like win or lose on this trade. Last night it was a little shitty. We got wicked out. Price ran. We'll see what happens here if we lose. I hope you guys still learn something. I'm still trying to educate you guys in the sense of even when you lose, like, again, like I told you guys multiple times, I don't care if I lose. Even if we go and I lose, shit, I'm going to be honest, I risked $1,000 on this trade on my live account. But win or lose, like, I know I'll make it back. Win, great, cool. Lose, still can't be mad. And the reason I can't be mad, and this is like a mindset you guys need to start adopting, is I did everything correct. If you guys are doing everything correct, you can't be mad at a loss. Never. The reason is because you know that you still had the probabilities in your favor. You had a statistical edge. Therefore, price just did what it wanted to do. Price is always going to have its own objective. We never know what price's objective is until it plays out. Okay, price's objective could be to go higher here. Great. That aligns with our overall analysis and, our probabilities. It could go lower. Not so great. Didn't really align with our analysis, but nonetheless, can't be mad. Either too late or too early. Yeah, exactly. It's always one of those. And I'd always say, like, when you guys lose, a mindset that I've adopted over the years that kind of helps with like emotions, especially like earlier on in my journey, was realizing and telling myself, you're always early. No matter how early you are, you're always early in some way, shape, or form. And what I mean by that is you can be a couple seconds early, a couple minutes, days, weeks, months. When it gets to the months and weeks early, okay, you're borderline wrong as far as your analysis. But the reason I adopt that mindset of always telling myself I'm too early is because I'd rather tell myself I'm too early than tell myself I'm wrong. Because in telling yourself you're wrong, that can fuck with your mindset and making you feel like you did something bad today. Versus you telling yourself you're too early, that allows you to kind of look at it at a different angle and say, okay, I was too early. How can I make sure I'm not too early next time? Was it something within my setup? All right, guys, I'm about to go to break even. Hold on. Let me do this first. What a fucking top wick. Kind of tragic. No paddock. I did inch my stop. Not at break even yet. You guys can't be at break even. You'd probably be getting taken out right now. I did inch my stop though. So pretty significant. Oh shit, hold on. Don't start fucking with me, Trade Locker. Oh my god, hold on. It's been all the fucking platforms today. I swear to God, dude. Can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. What will we do at these highs? I don't know. That's why I want to move to break even as soon as we take these highs, guys. I have moved my stop loss to these lows because if price did reverse here, I can imagine if we took these lows, we're probably just going to sell off here. Once we get to these highs, I will move to break even and just hold a risk-free trade. This W, yeah, you guys, again, like, we're not technically at a 1-1. Depending on when you got in, you could take some partials. If I was on DX, maybe I would be taking some partials. I got hit with a little bit of spread, which sucks. But nonetheless, again, I'm not trading on futures right now. But yeah, Frank, sure, can't see what the future holds for us. Again, like, if you guys are actively coming in here to learn, like, truly speaking, you're going to learn. Like, if you guys are actually paying attention, watching, listening, reviewing, you know, even going back to some of the YouTube live streams that are recorded for you guys, it's going to help you. I don't trust I watch you learning again. That's fine. Again, my analysis may not always fit with everyone else's analysis, and that's trading. You know, that's always going to be trading, and that's where I say, like, if you guys are in here to take signals, I don't know if it's necessarily done. It's just the people who were in a trade on DX trades, it got a little bit buggy for some reason. But what's it called? But it should be fully fixed by later today. But again, if you are still having issues yourself, make a ticket. If we need to get you a new account, we'll get you a new account. Okay. All right, guys. Break even. Soaring. Break even trade, guys. Risk free. Again, the reason I want to go to break even here is because we could just wick these highs and rip right back down. Should I take partials on legacy? If you're up a bit, you can pay yourself. But I mean, price is still clearly pumping. So you could like trail a contract, or you could just close a couple. We're damn near close to that 101 point from where we first initially entered. We actually almost hit it. We actually hit 101. All right, so we hit 101. So again, like, you guys can definitely take some partials, but I'm at break even. I'm gonna see what price can do here. I'm gonna see if price is gonna maintain that volume. If we get top break even, I get top break even. I'd rather take a break even trade than a loss. We had the move that we were looking for. We took these highs. Obviously, we could have had a better entry where we'd be up a decent amount more right now. But nonetheless, I mean, still not a bad day. So you guys can take partials, pay yourself for the last power hour of the week, or you can just continue to let price run. We'll see. Or yeah, what I would do is, if I was on DX right now, I'd close some partials, let the rest run. Just because, again, like we have higher price potential. Like price has potential to go higher. Again, if we look at all time frames, hourly, crazy bottom wick, this hourly, especially at 1250 open, could just rip to those highs. It could absolutely just soar here. So, especially because we have New York high sitting up here as well, another liquidity point. You know, we could just end up ripping all the way up here. Obviously, I'd probably be out at these highs, truly. But we close above the highs, we should continue higher, yes. The only way we don't continue higher and we get taken out of break even, and this could be an issue with break even, guys. Let me kind of explain this. So being that within this internal structure, we had a high, we had a pullback, and now we've created a new high with the body closure. We could now have another pullback within this new bullish internal leg that could come to 50%, which could take us out of break even, and then price decides to fly. So again, break even is totally up to you. I just like break even because, again, like, yes, price can still continue to react off that new bullish internal structure, but price also could have just come to take these highs to then have a deeper pullback of this larger leg. It could now just absolutely rip down, and that's something I don't want to have to deal with. At this point, if volume is going to take over, I want volume to take over and just rip, okay? We still have 12 minutes, still 1250 candle. Little swingy action, yeah. Thinking of taking partials around here. I feel like that's a good high. I can't lie. And again, guys, you don't have to be at break even like me. I just like my risk-free trades. Well, I need to charge my phone. I feel you. Let's go. Let's rip. Come on. Retake these highs, and from there on out, I have a feeling 1250 candle could be good for us, but it's just a matter of, are we still in or not? You know, whatever I got planned for today. I gotta edit a video, guys. I got 3 videos waiting to be pushed out to you guys. And again, if you guys don't know, every single video I drop has a giveaway. Okay, so the video that I last dropped was a Thailand vlog when I was in Thailand. I'll send that over to you guys so you guys can go comment, like, and subscribe, of course. But the reason I want you guys to do that is because even if you don't win the giveaway on my next video, I have a giveaway every single video. Every single video I give away a 100K free funded account to you guys, completely free, just for commenting. So you can like, comment, subscribe. If you don't win this giveaway within the next video, again, subscribe, because every single video I do, there's a chance for someone to walk away with a free 100K account. Work, work, work. Love that, Henry. Yeah, I'll be editing after this. Working on here because I didn't like the fact that this was a little bit bugged for some reason. I don't know why it was. It shouldn't have given me that. It's just a crazy amount of lots that it gave me. I don't understand why. But again, that's why it's not out. It will be out when it's perfect. And if you guys, again, if you want access to this, where again, it can calculate your position sizing, you have your checklist here that shows you your probabilities. Again, either DM me on Discord. You can go and you can follow the Instagram. You can follow the Instagram, click the link in the bio, and it'll give you free access to my session indicator, and then it'll put you on the wait list for Edge Matrix. The first 100 people, which is getting filled up really fast, get something special when it comes to the release of the Edge Matrix Pro. So again, like the reason I made this, guys, is because I've worked, and I was talking about this last night, I believe. I've worked with so many students. I've worked with so many people, advanced traders, new traders, intermediate, and the one thing I figured out just through all my data is pretty much everyone's biggest problem, especially earlier on. Even if you're not earlier on, like the biggest problem I've come to realize is, one, people either don't have a plan or don't follow it, which that's what the checklist kind of helps you do. And two, people don't understand what to risk, how to risk appropriately, how to risk smart. And that's where, again, I added a position sizing so you guys know when it comes to risking, okay, if I'm risking $400, my stop loss is 19 points. I'm trading, NASDAQ on Forex or M&Q on futures. You know that, and it'll tell you. If you're on futures, okay, you be risking 10 contracts. It's a little bit easier with futures. Like I was saying, Forex, again, like I may leave Forex in there, may not. When it comes to like gold and NASDAQ, it's just, I know a lot of people do trade NAS on Forex brokers, same with UK 100, DAX. Thanks for the follow. That's not me, my guy. That is not me. If you guys are going to stick with one strat, stick with one strat. Here's my version of the checklist, Pine. Oh, no. I know people making fake IGs of Uni. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I think it has a chance, Lucas. I think it has a chance, being that we're still bullish. It still looks like we want to go higher. So I think we definitely do have the opportunity to take higher prices. I'd have to download it. I'll do it after stream, JJ. Just so I don't have to go through it all right now. I appreciate jumping on right and wake up. Yeah, guys, it's hard for me. Like, I trade London. I got to wake up at 6. Fire. Again, guys, I can't wait when this is out for you guys. This is going to be game changing. Charlotte and industry plant? Who's Charlotte? Yeah, exactly. Who is that? All right, we're getting some downside. I hope that we kind of stay in until 12:50, which is another 5 minutes, just so we can see what 12:50 does for us. Oh my gosh, Frankster. Frankster, I don't even know who that is, bro. Is she a trader or something? Fuck. Nice little stretch. His Letty boy is crazy. Nick the king of lady boys. Lormings, you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get fucking banned. I know, right? I should, Henry. I should ban him. Huh. I should just take him out right now. No, I know why Henry wants Lorming's banned. Henry's jealous. uh, hold on. Yeah, I'd say you can definitely. We're at a point now, guys, where we've definitely passed 101. I'd say it'd be worth to take some partials or at least be at break even because 1250 could open very bearish. We could absolutely soar down. Obviously, 1250 can open very bullish and we can just fucking fly. Okay, so just know it's there's two situations that can happen. So. Umanta step in the ring and come see you, Henry. Weight class? Henry's ready. Good thing I got 7 years of boxing, 6 years in Muay Thai. Oh shit. She gives me LARP industry plant vibes. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of girls that just like stepped into the industry out of nowhere. And I wouldn't like consider them industry plants, but it's just like sus. I got a 100K funded account on Henry. Damn, Lormings, how do you feel about that? Who you guys got, Henry or Lormings in a fight? Henry. I don't know who I got, if the stats are correct. All right, guys, we got a couple seconds till 1250. Looks like we'll still be in the trade. So let's see if price can absolutely rip into our full TP. And see, it's either at this point it's either break even or full TP. Let's see, guys. 10 seconds. Oh yeah, keep ripping. Oh no. We could actually move our stops into profits, guys, too, like at these lows in case price just absolutely does rip down on us in order to secure some partials, I guess you could say. But I have a feeling price is going to rip higher here. I mean, either way, we don't lose today. It's just, are we going to make a shit ton of money? I'm going to close some partials, guys. All right, I closed some partials. I closed half my position. I closed partials just in case price does end up soaring down here. And then the rest, I'm just going to let run in this high. So we'll see. Either way, you guys should have made some money today, or at least at break even right now, still in profits. We got the max win, I know. Let's just hope price does end up flying here. Hits his high. Beautiful day. Hold on, guys. Doing some math here. All right. I should enter now? No. It's probably already a little too late for that. Nick, would you recommend instant funding with 26 to see your go through eval? I think when it comes to instant funding, it depends on where you're at within your trading journey. If you're confident that you can follow your rules and stick to the rules that are within the instant funding, like the 20% consistency, I'd say do the instant, because at that point you know that there's a higher chance of you getting a payout, knowing that one, you can follow the rules and that you're actually disciplined to it. But if you catch yourself again still taking bad trades or wanting to hold crazy amounts, I'd say just go through the eval. There's a party spot everyone can fight in a ring. Dude, I wanted to go there, Henry, but I didn't want to embarrass all these dudes. Like, fuck them up. Yeah, at that point, JJ, I'd say you can do the instant. Make sure if you're going to do the instant, use one of our codes, like code Nick, so it's a little bit cheaper. But honestly, yeah, if you feel like you're ready for it, I'd say go for it. Price looks like it could come down here, guys. 1250 wasn't that insane. Code Lormings, imagine we make one. What strategy do you use? I guess I use multi-time frame analysis, and I guess you could say SMC concepts. So like I looked at higher time frames and gave more of a multi-time frame analysis approach as far as what are we doing on the higher time frames that could correlate or align with my lower time frame as well. And when it comes down to the lower time frames, I'll look to see, okay, like we are bullish on the 5 minute. You know, we had our pullback. We're now proceeding to regain that bullish structure within the 1 minute. And then from there, again, I look for, as far as my entries, for price to be within discount or premium. In this case, I wanted a discounted entry because of the fact that we are expecting price to go higher. I'll also look for liquidity sweeps and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the best way to explain it here. I'll watch your stream and see if you can be the one to get the first payoff higher. What's your opinion on the volume profile strategy? That seems like the easiest for me to understand. Volume profile, isn't that where like the volume sitting on the side here? I've never. So when it comes to that, guys, I believe it's an indicator, technically. So when it comes to that, I see people do great with it. I think it's a way of identifying where volume's sitting, if I'm not mistaken, as far as like what you're talking about. I've just never been a fan of indicators. And I know I'm building an indicator, but this isn't like a typical indicator. This isn't like an EMA. This isn't like, you know, something that I'm going to rely to enter in off of. The reason I'm building this is because this is the only indicator I'd ever use. in order to check my overall probabilities on every trade that I take, making sure I'm taking the highest ones. I don't need this, but I'm building this for a lot of my students and a lot of you guys who do need this. But like when it comes to volume profile, I've like never been, I've never used it. So I don't even know if I have an opinion on it other than I can truly say that I think price action is king. Like price action will always be king. 100%, right? A confluence can, I mean, an indicator can give you a confluence as far as an added probability or adding to your probabilities that price is looking bullish. Yes. But the thing with that is I think you can find the same thing just through general structure, just through identifying where price is sitting. Are we, within a bullish trend? Are we within a bearish trend? Looking at the higher time frames, is there anything to align with the fact that price needs to go bullish? And like in this case, we can see we were previously bullish, had a pullback. We're now bullish within the lower time frames. That's a very good alignment as far as expecting price to continue into these highs with the overall swing structure. Even from the 15-minute standpoint, we're very bullish as well, Can price just fucking rip already? Nick, what's your thoughts on that video of Shannon Sharp? I don't even know a video. I mean, Cami Cap and Lamborghini rolls it. Yeah, like again, to each your own. Everyone uses it for a reason. Oh, when does markets close? Isn't it like 110, guys? I believe they close at like 130. But hold this straight into Asia. It's gonna rip. But if you're on DX, you will need to close here soon. I think DX, it's about to close. Oh, wrong chat. $2:30 PST. I remember it closing like at 1 something. I believe it. From what I know, it's supposed to close at full close on DX. Yeah, you can. I'd say here soon, being that we're getting closer to 1. Yes, I may end up just full closing myself, to be honest. I think let's see. I full close, guys. I'm gonna call it a day. I full closed here. Nice profits. Again, took partials here. Let the rest run here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can I get a fucking W, please? See what happens when I show up and I don't sleep through my alarms, even though I woke up 5 minutes before stream. Yo, what's up, Aurora? www.niicksfx.com. Up 330. Fire. Let's go. W stream. W. Hopefully you guys caught it. We obviously, like I said, could have had a better entry, which would have been a little bit just pushed down here. But ultimately, in that case, our stop would have been bigger. So I don't think there would have been any difference within the RR. Actually, could have been. Looks like we hit a full like 1 to 2.27. So it could have been a little bit different. I think I'll debate about 1,500. We got a boxing match plan. Yeah. I'm tired. Beautiful day. Beautiful way to end the week. All right. So I'm glad I closed full. I'm glad I closed full. It would have been a no money day. What a call. Literally fucking top tipped it. I mean, it could still rip up here. But again, going back to what I said earlier, guys, like now that we've made a new bullish internal leg from this low to this high, we could have a pullback that then could lead prices higher, right? But obviously, that pullback can come all the way down deep before going higher, or it could just end up flipping on us. But thankfully, took out full. We would have been hitting break even. Nonetheless, beautiful day. I wish I took this on DX. It would have been a fire trade. Obviously, you guys know why I can't. But let's look at Max. Oh yeah, Max. Yeah, still W, guys. Even if you guys are now just exiting, should be a break even. But again, like I said, price can still rip back up here. But with that being said, guys, a beautiful, amazing stream. Again, go use code Nick right now. Get ready for next week. Go use code Nick. Get ready for next week. Get another account. I'm out of here, guys. Beautiful week. I'll see you guys next week, or I'll see you guys tonight during London. Again, I go live during London, 11:45 p.m. PST. That being said, I'm out of here. Later, guys. Peace. Later, YouTube.